and you find that thing, that example, that person, whatever that is that you look at and you stare at and you think about every day, and it becomes a thing that you hold tight to remind yourself, it's possible. If they can do it, I can do it. The next ingredient that I want to give you, this is where most people go from being winners and contenders to being losers. This is where most people will give up. This is where most will give up on life. I once had a friend tell me that if, people give up in their marriage, they give up on their kids, they give up on their families, they even give up on God. If they're willing to give up on all those things, why wouldn't they give up on you? And so this next piece that I want to give you is a reality check, I believe, for some of us. And I'm assuming some of the adults in the room can relate to this next one, especially for our young people, because I don't think we share this enough. The next ingredient is, it's hard. It's hard. Let's just be honest for a second. There's nothing easy about life. There's nothing easy about it. Life can be a struggle, and life is hard. Life will test you in ways that you can't even imagine. Life will make things very difficult for you to pursue the things that you want. And we as adults play it off every day as if everything is in order, when in reality, our life oftentimes is in shambles. It's hard. I believe life stands for living in fear of excelling. Living in fear of excelling. Life's goal is to put you in a fear state of mind, people. Life knows if I get you into the fear state of mind, you won't pursue that goal or dream that you're after. I guess the analogy that I would give you is it's like the deer on the highway. We're all in the Midwest. I'm sure we've all seen at some point a dead deer on the side of the highway in this area, right? So the deer walks out onto the highway and stands there. They see the lights of the oncoming vehicle, and they don't move. They just stand there. And the vehicle gets closer and closer. And then before you know it, it takes the deer out. Or like the bird who sees the snake and is mesmerized by the winding movement. If the bird would look away for a second, he'd break the spell, fly away, and live. If the deer would look away for a split second, he'd break the hypnosis, walk off the highway, and live. But he doesn't. He stands there. And the vehicle gets closer and closer, and the snake gets closer and closer. And before you know it, the snake consumes the bird whole. And for many of us, it's the same in our lives. We see the goal, we look at the goal, we talk about the goal, we think about the goal, and then all of a sudden life happens. Death in the family. Kids are in trouble in school. Marriage is having problems. I'm dealing with my own personal mental health issues. I've got this thing happening, and I just got this really bad diagnosis, and I have no idea how to tell my family. Now, all of a sudden, you're distracted. Forget that goal, because all I see now is my problems. And you look at them, and you think about them, you talk about them, and before you know it, you told the world about them. Some of you put it all over Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Now you told everybody about it. And before you know it, you're consumed whole by life. You're consumed whole by your problems. When all you had to do was look away for a second, and you would have broke the spell and lived. So it's important on this journey that as you think about life and you think about the goal and these things happen, it's important that you focus on the goal and you address the problem. You focus on the goal and you address the problem as needed, but you never ever give full attention to the problem. And this is how you survive the hard times, because it's inevitable, it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it, you're going to get faced with it. Anytime you ask for greater in life, life says, how bad do you want it? And you're going to be challenged.